Well, did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I got a lot more clothes and chore stuff than I thought I would, but that's not bad.
Well, this just showed up in the mail.
Ow! Thanks.
Do reviews.
Oh, God, she's going to chip my ribs one of these days. What'd we get? It's Santa Claus and a snowman. Well, friend, neighbor, perhaps new subscriber, subscribe and like if you enjoy the channel. You might find yourself in this position. Ooh, Miu Mini Plus. Thanks, wife. You might find yourself in this position. You just got a handheld as a present, and this is your first foray into the scene. You don't know how to do any of this. Now, maybe you're lucky. Sometimes these ship with ROMs already on them. There's other companies, like Retroid, they never ship with ROMs. And then companies like Anbernic, it's just full of ROMs. I say your first jumping off point, even if it does come with ROMs, is to get yourself a high quality SD card. Now we have some links in the description, but honestly any of the major branded cards will be good. I actually get my stuff from Micro Center. If you got a Micro Center near you, that's the place to be. But you can order from Amazon, from wherever. Anything that's name brand, Samsung, SanDisk, something like that, you should be good to go. Get yourself an SD card. The ones that usually come with these, cheapo. And I haven't had one die on me yet, but I've heard a lot of stories where they'll burn out, or your stuff doesn't get saved, or your saves you have on there are corrupted. Just, you don't want to mess with it, especially because SD cards are super cheap now. So, let's, through the magic of editing, open this up. Wow. You have yourself your new handheld. Now, this is a Miu Mini Plus, but heck, you can get all sorts of stuff. Now, there's some handhelds like the Miu Mini Plus where there's just one SD card, and you might have other handhelds where there's two SD cards. Now, I like two SD cards because you can have your operating system on one and your ROMs on a separate card, which means you don't have to worry about, however minor the risk may actually be, you don't have to worry about some stray proton streaking across your motherboard and frying this and killing everything all at once. But that's probably not going to happen. Regardless of if you have one or two, see, look, name brand. Regardless, you're going to want to take the SD card out, and you're going to want to get one of these cool micro SD card adapters. This guy just slots right in there, and then this will fit in pretty much any laptop or desktop or whatever PC you have. There are some PCs and some x86, which is basically Windows handhelds, you can put an SD card directly into, but most of your PCs you're going to encounter, you're going to need the adapter. Now, you plug this into your computer, and we go on to our next step. Now, no matter how hard you try, you're not going to be able to get a cartridge into one of these, unless you have an analog pocket. But for the most part, you can't get a cartridge into this. So how do I play Dragon Quest V, which is well on its way to being RPG of the quarter on our Discord? Huh? You like playing games? Come to our Discord. But how do I get this on here? You do this through the magic of ROMs. Now, for legal purposes, we're going to assume that you've taken the copy that you own and you've downloaded the image, the ROM of the game onto your computer, and you put that ROM onto your SD card, and then you put the SD card into here and you power it on, and now you have converted this digitally into this. However, maybe you don't have every Super Famicom game ever, or Super Nintendo, or Game Boy, whatever you want to play. Maybe your local Sears or JCPenney's, for whatever weird reason, didn't carry Japanese Super Nintendo games. Now, in that case, legally speaking, you're probably out of luck, right? Unless you could somehow get a copy of this from the internet. And by internet, I don't mean some sort of shadowy archive on the internet that might have ROMs. I'm not saying you should look on the internet for some sort of archive of ROMs. No, I'm not saying that. You can go on the internet and order this from Japan and then get a converter and then manually do that. That's the way you should do it, right? Wink, wink. Definitely don't go on the internet and look for an archive of the ROMs. Okay? So once you have your totally legal backup copy of the game you own, you're going to want to go to the SD card you plugged in your computer, and they're all going to look a little bit different, but they're usually going to have a folder called ROMs. Now, the ROMs folder might be a little confusing because sometimes there's abbreviations for the Japanese name of the console. So you don't see NES or SNES, which might be what you expect, because it was called the Famicom and the Super Famicom. So you're going to want to go into your SNES or Super Famicom folder, and you see all those games you had in there. You're going to want to find your backup copy and just drag it in there. And we're done. All you got to do now is close out, safely eject the SD card, and put it back into your handheld. You could do this ad nauseum for as much space as you have, for as many games as you have. And honestly, what a lot of people do is they won't put the entire library on their SD card. They're only going to put things on there they know they'll play. Maybe you're only going to have your top 50 or top 100 SNES games on there instead of the entire library. But you do whatever you want, man. It's your handheld. It's your brand new handheld. Now, I've switched handhelds because I wanted to show you another thing here. And the Miyoo Mini Plus doesn't have this beautiful art. So a lot of these handhelds, you can scrape box art. And the Retroid Pocket 2S here will do it automatically. So as I'm scrolling through here, you can see it start to pull this box art, which is kind of neat because you can tell what it is. You don't have to read the title. You can just say, oh, Carrier Aces, Captain America, Captain Commando. Now, some of them aren't going to have anything pop up. Like, look, Dragon Quest V. Huh, that's funny. I have it right here. It should be this guy in his purple turban. So what you can do, at least for the Retroid Pocket 2S, and this varies from handheld to handheld, so depending on what you just got for Christmas or for your birthday or for whatever, check out our specific video on that to get more tips. But on the RP2S, you can long press, and you can say box cover. I'm going to get it from the game's database. So some of these might have weird tags on the end of them. Like maybe when you downloaded it, you added a bunch of text. So if you just search for the main game, Dragon Quest V or 5, there it is. There's our box art. You can save that. Let's save this image to my downloads. Remember what it was called? 3559-1. And then we're going to back out. We're going to access our device. We're going to go to internal storage. We're going to go to our downloads. And this is it. There we go. And look, now we have our beautiful box art, which is the same as my cartridge I own here. I can't get in trouble for having this game on my handheld because I own it. Doggerned it. Aha, I hear you saying, Zoo, it's a well-known fact you don't speak Japanese, but what I do know how to do is find a translation patch. That's another benefit of downloading this and then putting it back onto your handheld, because now I can apply a translation patch. And you can just search for Dragon Quest V translation patch. And it'll take you to a website and you download the patch, and there's usually instructions on there on how to use the tool to apply the patch, and what do you know, it's in English. Lord Pappas, your wife has just given birth. How about that? I hope nothing bad happens. Uh-oh, she's coughing an awful lot. Dang it. Every single stinking JRPG. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Once you back up your games and you have a nice archive of them, maybe you want to put it on the internet archive of some sort for your games, you put them onto your SD card, and Bob's your uncle, you got all your games on your handheld. And it's all nice and legal as long as you own the original and it's a legitimate backup of your original. Now you have your games, what else do you want to do? Well, you can go look. Sometimes they make grips for these. Maybe, this particular handheld I got, it's nice, but when I'm playing Dragon Quest V for 7 hours, my hands get a little fatigued. Well, you know what? There's probably some crazy person out there selling 3D printed handles for it. So instead of being a rectangle, you kind of put these sort of things on the bottom of it, and steady, and it's more ergonomic. Now, maybe you don't like these buttons. Maybe you want to put different buttons in. Aha! There's a couple people out there that sell new buttons. New buttons for particular handhelds. Maybe I want to trick out my 35XX Plus or my Miyoo Mini. By God, there's a couple fellas that sell buttons and all sorts of stuff for it. So really, you've just taken your first step into a much wider world, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that now you are compelled to do these sort of things like we are, but it's fun. And if you're looking for games to play or people to talk to about the games you play, why don't you hop on our Discord and talk to us. You can talk to me on there. You can say, Zoo, you idiot, I hate Dragon Quest V. And I'll say, well, that's your opinion. And as a free citizen, you're entitled to it, but you're wrong. Well, this has hopefully been a short and concise guide of how to get this brand new thing out of the box, get it turned on, and how to play it. Now, each particular unit is going to be a little different, so I can't tell you how to open up this one and it's going to work the same on here, because this is Android and this isn't Android. So every single one has its own little idiosyncrasies, and if you get a specific model, be sure to check our channel for the specific video we've probably done about it, or if it's something we haven't done a video on, which is pretty few and far between, honestly. Let us know. I'll do a video on it. Heck, I'll do a video on anything. But hopefully this is just enough to get you out of the gate and start playing these games, and then you go, there's so much more that I want to do. And once you get to that point, I got the hook in you. Join the Discord then and become our new best friend. If there's something I missed or maybe glossed over, just drop us a line, leave a comment, let us know. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video, or I'll answer it in the comments, or whatever. But I hope you enjoy your new handheld you just got. And I hope you keep coming back to our channel. We have all sorts of crazy stuff, in-depth reviews, not by me, crazy person reviews, that's my wheelhouse, and then Stubbs is somewhere in the middle. But anyway, like and subscribe, stick around, we're going to have all sorts of fun stuff. I will see you later, or I will see you at another time. What?